and we're here to tell you as a homeowner exactly what you can do about some of that air infiltration in your home. One of the issues that we find very common is our plugs and our switches, especially your plugs and switches on the outside walls. Now your inside walls can be having air come through, but it's mainly your outside walls. So let's look and see exactly how to install and properly seal one of these switches. All right, here we are. There's a plug. You unscrew the faceplate. And then you'll notice that inside there is a gap. And what we're going to do first of all is we're going to foam that gap. Now you don't want to use the great stuff that has a lot of airflow. You want to use something that's a low flow kind of foam. So we're using a low flow foam, and we're going to squirt in here very slowly this area between the sheetrock. Now in some situations you can also use caulking. So if you want to use just a basic latex caulking, that's fine as well. If you're doing construction and you're taking out the wall, one of the things you can do is you can actually seal this behind the wall before you ever get to the plugs, before any of the wiring. Okay, once we've finished that and foam that all the way around, if you notice we're just barely pushing the trigger so we don't get a lot of foam coming out. Now that's about as sealed as we can get it. All right, now that we've got it sealed around here, you still have air that will come in through the back. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take a foam gasket cover, and now we're going to place that over it, and then put the faceplate back. So this will take you just a few minutes. There's a particular electrician's electrical. This is an electrician's special screwdriver, which allows you to unscrew and screw. So if you've got a lot of homes you're doing, like we do as a company, then you'll want to get something like this. But for your home, you can just use a regular screwdriver. Be careful though, when you're cinching this back, you can break this plastic really easily if you cinch it down too tight. So you just want to get it snug. That's why it's better to do these with a hand screwdriver instead of using an electric screwdriver. Okay, the last thing, especially on our outside wall plugs, the plugs themselves still leak air. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a child safety plug, and we're just going to put those in right there. And we put those in every single plug where we do not have some kind of electronic device that goes in and out on an ongoing basis. On the kitchen switch, pretty much the same procedure as a plug. Main thing is you just usually have 2 screws instead of 1 screw. And of course you have 2 screws to take off. Once you take that off, again you're going to see the gap. So if you notice, we have a gap right in here. And so since we have our gap here, again, on this side it's pretty tight, but over on this side we have a bigger gap. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead with our foam, a low flow foam again. And we're just going to barely squeeze the trigger because it will expand a little bit. Won't expand a lot, which is good. The nice part about the particular foam that we try to use is if you get it on, you can actually maneuver it with a knife, and so that makes it really nice. Now again, one of the things you do have to be cautious of is anytime you're working with electricity, around electricity, you don't want to just stick your fingers back inside any of the electrical connections because that can hurt you. So you don't want to do that. So just be aware of those things. All right, then we're going to finish that up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our cover back on, because again we still have penetrations that are back in the back where we're still getting air leakage. We're going to set that on top, nice and easy. And then we're going to put our plate cover back on top. Put our screws in. And once you get your screws in, then pretty much you're done. You can go on to the next one. One of the things I like doing when I'm doing these is I tend to like to leave all of my screws in a plate. I just try to make them all where they're all either straight up and down, like so. So they're either straight up and down or they're sideways, and just be consistent through a house. So that's just a little preference that I like. It makes it look nice when you're finished. All right, that's your tip for Home Energy Doctors. Thank you.